Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're tackling a massive question, one that's probably crossed your mind a time or two. How in the world can you build some serious wealth before you even hit 30? Let's get into it.
I mean, is that even possible? For a lot of us, it sounds like a complete fantasy, right? Like some impossible mountain to climb. But what if the answer is actually a lot simpler than you think?
Well, lucky for us, entrepreneur Ankur Warikoo has actually laid out a super clear roadmap. He says there are basically 3 ways to do it, and today we're going to walk through every single one of them.
All right, first up, path number 1. Now this one's for all you creators, your innovators, your builders out there. Yep, we're talking about entrepreneurship, literally building a business from the ground up. This is all about creating wealth from scratch because you found a problem and you figured out how to solve it. It's definitely the high-risk, high-reward option.
And what Warikoo calls true wealth here, well, it's not just about profit. It's about the value you create through ownership. Every single decision you make builds your asset, not somebody else's. That's where the real power of equity comes in.
Okay, but what if you're thinking, whoa, I'm not ready to start a whole company? Totally fine. This second path is way more accessible, and it relies more on discipline than on one single big idea. I mean, the message from Warikoo could not be clearer. The most important thing isn't how much money you invest. It's how early you start. Time is your single greatest asset here, because it's the fuel for the magic of compounding. And to show you just how powerful this is, he lays out this really simple but incredible formula. It's all based on consistent action over time, and trust me, the numbers he uses to prove his point are pretty wild.
So first, let's look at the investment. We are talking about just 500 rupees a month. That's what, like $6 or $7 US? It's a deliberately small number, just to show that you don't need some huge paycheck to get the ball rolling.
Next up, the growth rate. For this example, he uses a pretty optimistic 20% annual return. He notes that's something you could aim for in the stock market over the long term, though, of course, no returns are ever guaranteed. But this is the engine that's going to power the whole thing.
And here's the crazy part, the timeline. You start at age 20, and you only invest that 500 rupees a month for 10 years. Then, at age 30, you just stop completely. You don't add another single rupee.
So what happens? After a decade of being disciplined with a small, totally manageable amount of money, what does that actually turn into?
Okay, this is the part that just blew my mind. That little investment, left to grow on its own, can create a fund large enough to give you an income of 32,000 rupees every single month. It's an absolutely brilliant illustration of why starting early is everything.
And let's be super clear, that's not a one-time payout. That is passive income, money you earn while you're sleeping for the rest of your life, all from an investment you stopped contributing to when you were 30. That is the power of compounding.
So now let's talk about the third and final path. And this one, well, it's a little different. It's less about what you do and more about what you're given.
Yeah, this slide really puts it all in perspective, doesn't it? The first 2 paths are all about effort. You either build your wealth from scratch or you multiply it through discipline. This third path, it's all about fortune.
So here's Warikoo's big reality check. If you don't actively build your wealth and you don't actively multiply it, the only way left is to receive it. It's a simple, straightforward fact that for most people is completely out of their hands.
Okay, we've laid out the 3 very distinct routes. You can build it, you can invest it, or you can inherit it. So now the question really turns back to you.
So let's do a quick recap of the 3 paths. You have the path of a builder, creating value out of nothing. You've got the path of the multiplier, using time and consistency to let your money grow. And then there's the path of the receiver, benefiting from the fortune of your family.
And that's really the big takeaway here. You can't choose to inherit wealth. That's just luck. But the other 2 paths, building something or multiplying what you have, those are firmly within your control. So the final question isn't just which path you'll choose, but how you might combine them, or maybe even create a new one altogether. Thanks for joining me.